All right, I'm about to run some apple brandy. I'm gonna put that in there, and I'm gonna chill it with this. See if this thing will keep up with a 20-gallon run. It's the 1/4 horsepower Vevor water chiller. Let's see what happens. All right, everything's on. I'm about to turn my heat on. My water's at 41 degrees. Let's run this. I'm gonna heat her up. About to stir that up, just in case. Say about 45 minutes, we'll be heated up. All right, she started running. That's the heads right there. I'm gonna run 2 quarts of heads and I'm gonna toss them out. And we'll see. We just went up from 43 to 44 degrees on this bad boy. I probably should have put more water in it. I'll tell you, if it does get up there in temp, I'll fill that full of water more or something. We'll see. But that's ice cold. Ice cold. I'm running at 13 amps right now. Just trying to get these heads going. Once the heads are going, I might turn that down a little bit. But that's it. We're not running a thumper. I'm not running a thumper. Just doing this this apple brandy, and I don't like run a thumper on it. I'll come back to you once we're out of our heads. All right, I'm on my 3rd jar. We just went from 75 to 76 degrees. Now, I'm running fast and hard. So keep that in mind. I'm running a lot faster and a lot harder than most people would run. All right, I'm on the sixth jar, and she's at 90 degrees. So it's almost, it's not quite, but it's almost as good as that 1/3, that one over there. But, so I'm thinking I'm gonna have to, once I get my 2 gallons out, I'll probably have to help it out with a little ice. But I gotta help that one out with a little ice during the tails anyways. Because I run my tails down to about 40, sometimes 20 proof. But it will get you through a couple gallons. I'm going to keep monitoring it, keep checking it. Make sure I get through my 2 gallons before I add any ice. But we're at 91 degrees right now. We're on the 6th jar. I'm willing to say about the 8th jar to be at 100. Which, yeah, that's about, that's close. They're very similar. That's close to what that one would be at. Because about 2 gallon mark, I got to add ice with that one too. I don't know. We'll see. If it's still under 100 by that 2 gallon mark, then I'm going to say they're about equal. They're about the same. Even though that one's a 1/4 horsepower, that one over there is a 1/3. So that one's a little more powerful. But that one over there is outrageous. I'm thinking is getting 2 of these and daisy chaining them. Maybe even 3. I'm going to see how that works. I'm going to get 2 first. I'm going to get a second one. I'm going to daisy chain them together. We'll see how that works. But that thing, that's working good. You know what I mean? It's doing its job. I wonder if I think they got a 1/3 horsepower one. I'll bet that definitely keep up. But I'll come back to you when we're at the 2 gallon official mark and see what temperature we're at. All right, that's my 8th jar. I'm at 101. So that will get you through a 20 gallon run, because you're going to get 2 gallons of liquor on 20 gallon run. The big one runs just a tiny bit better than this one, but it's bigger. So for the money, if that thing could get you through 2 gallons, and then you add 1 bag of ice, cool it back down, and then get through your tails, it works the same as the big one. I mean, that's my last jar. I'm willing to bet, I haven't checked my proof, but I've ran this still about 1,000 times, and I know, and I always fill it up to right there, and that's 20 gallons of mash, and that's probably about 23 gallons of mash, but I always fill it up to right there. I always take a half a gallon of heads, just because I know how it's going to run. Different grains change, but usually it's, for the most part, about the same. Half gallon I dump, so really that's 2.5 gallons. But I dumped a half a gallon of heads. So 2 gallons of liquor, and now I'm gonna run 2 gallons of tails. That's what I get out of my still. I'll run 4.5 gallons. Half gallon of heads, 2 gallons of liquor, 2 gallons of tails. So if a bag or 2 of ice gets you through the tails, then that thing, now with temperature wise where it is right now, the other one would probably be 2 degrees lower. But I mean, for the price, that's $300. That thing's badass. It's kept up with the 20 gallon still, at least for the hearts. And that one, about the same. It'd be about 98, 99 degrees right now. So, plus I'm running hot, so it might run the same. I don't know. They're very close to each other. Bang for the buck, I would go with the Vevor. I think that 2 Vevors daisy chained would be cheaper than buying one of those. And I bet it would fucking be way cooler right now if there was 2 of them. So, I'm going to get a second one. I'm going to daisy chain them. I might get rid of that Active Aqua. Because I like that little Vevor water chiller. I ain't gonna lie, it's pretty cool. And it's a lot smaller, and 2 of them side by side would look really neat. But that's it. I'll let you know after the tails how much ice I had to add. So I do like to keep it under 100 degrees. But tails doesn't really matter. But even running tails, I still like to keep it under 100 degrees. I'd like to get it around 70 all times. But I've yet to find anything that keep it at 70 all times. But I'll come back to you during these tails. Just like that, I'm ready to run 2 more gallons of liquor. And I could crank that wide open because it's tails and it don't really matter. I'll come back to you at the end of the run. I called it. It's right under 100 proof. When that bucket's full, all the way, that's a 2 gallon bucket. When that's full, I'll be done with my run. We're at 2 gallons. It's at 104. That thing works, man. That's a good chiller.